Okay. Not that much of me. So I just went and found this deadfall from a white pine branch. It's looks like it might have a little fat wood in there, which could be useful. So I'm going to show how this new LT Wright Regulator blade chops. I've already tried it. It's just fantastic. It's a heavy swinger. It does all the work. It's no sweat. And we're going to cut this into a log length, and then we'll baton it and make some feather sticks. And then we'll light a fire using the very sharp spine. You can see there, 90-degree spine. It's a sax style blade. It's an excellent functional design for the wilderness. It's a little heavy for bringing out backpacking, but when you have a base camp, especially in the winter, this thing's going to be with me all the time. I can tell already, but we're going to see how it works together. All right. I always recommend wear gloves. They say that you don't own a knife until it, quote, bites you, end quote. Well, I don't want to be bitten by this because that's like getting bitten by Jaws. All right, so we're going to just do a little chopping here, and I'm going to zoom in on that, make the angle a little better, and you'll see how easy this is. I'm not swinging hard. I'm just going to let the blade do the work. Not even much wrist action, just letting the blade fall. It's got a nice flared handle, so you don't lose a grip, and you don't have to grip tightly. That's not fatiguing. And you can see with just a few very easy swings, we're halfway through this already. Close to halfway. By the way, I'm in the Catskills. I guess I already told everybody I'm at Crystal Lake Wild Forest, which is a great resource. I'm the only one out here today. I did meet a man last night who's fishing. He's an interesting character. I'll tell you more about him later. But this is a good place when you're just working out your skill set. It's not too far from civilization. I can usually get one bar of service, which is a nice comfort when you're an older person or not that experienced. So, didn't try that hard. I was just talking and just basically just chopping like this. We got through that, so we're going to baton it now. I'll use the other piece of this limb. Let's get you up here so you can see. I'll use this as the baton. Straight on my back, okay? We'd like to get the handle close to the edge here so that you got a lot of tip to hit. This is a small piece of wood, so it's not that critical, but that's a good habit to get into. So a couple of punches just to get it down, and now we're going to go strike it on the tip here and split this piece of white pine deadfall. Okay, that's literally no problem, no effort. I'm just going to make a little pieces for making a feather stick. And for our purposes right now, that's enough. I'm going to zoom in down here so you can see the feather sticking. It's a thick blade, so I'm just going to let the knife do the work. It's been doing it all so far. It does want to dig in a little bit, so it's going to take me a little time to tune it in. I don't want it, generally with feather sticks, you don't want it digging in too much because you want fine feathers. So it's feather sticking fine, but I obviously need a little bit of experience with it before it'll do the ultra fine feathers, which I'm sure it will. It's a very sharp blade, very controllable. So I'm going to say the knife is fine. My skills probably need a little bit of work. But this is a pretty nice piece of wood that's got pine sap in it, so I'm not worried about it lighting. We're going to actually use it to light our fire. I'm sorry, I know these feather sticks are not the standard of the industry, so to speak, but I have not really practiced much with this knife, so I can tell you it will work, and it's just a matter of getting dialed in. Okay, let's go make a fire together. Got a little fire steel here, and we got the regulator, and I've got a couple feather sticks and some chips here of pine that have a little sap, and I'm just going to add to it. Just I have a little bush kit, and I've got here some dust and chips of fat wood. Really, you can find this in the woods if you have to, but it's not that big a deal to pack out a couple of ounces with you in the woods. You can have it with you all the time, and you'll see that this is a really efficient way to light a fire. So we've got the white pine and the firewood, the fat wood. And in my little bush kit here, you see I got a little carabiner. One thing I like to use sometimes is this cotton that I soak in wax, and I've got it in a little tube, so it's like a wick, and it's very useful. It's very light, very useful. You can use this to take fire from one place to another, to light candles or to do whatever you want, or even you can chop little pieces of the wax cotton off and use that in your fire kit, and it's waterproof. So actually has some matches in here too if I need them. So that's just a little cotton bag I keep my stuff in. And we're going to get this little pile going. Again, whenever I'm doing bushcraft stuff, I like to protect my hands, whether there's a saw involved or maybe an LT Wright Genesis. It might be something, or I use actually the Next Gen a lot as a neck knife. I just want to protect my hands, because if you're out in the wilderness and you screw your hands up, that can be a problem. So got this little tiny fire steel, and we're going to try to scrape here and see if we can't get this started. Oh, look at that, third try. Huh, that's freaking awesome. Live action here. So sheathing the knife, and I've got a feather stick here. I mean, it's quite a big feather stick, but let's see how it goes. I'm going to prop it up. We don't need to make a big fire. I just wanted to show you how this goes. And that's the regulator for you guys. I mean, there are a lot of things you need a knife for out in the woods. Protection, possibly to make shelter. But I think the number one friend of woodsmen is to have a fire. It's a great comfort. If you have a little firebox, you can easily put your stove on there. I don't know about you, but I always travel with coffee in a little tiny pot. There's always room for that if you're willing to hike it in and hike it out, which I am. So that's it from Crystal Lake Wild Forest. It's a beautiful day. It's been a stretch of 10 days up here of perfect weather. I've been up for 5 days, and the forecast is good for the next few days. There's a lot of wildlife activity up here, a lot of really cool people. I probably shouldn't say too much about it, but I'm just having a great time, and I know you guys would enjoy being here too. All right, my PH brothers and sisters, have an outstanding day. Okay, this is Philip. Bye.